Well, it's good to have you back here again. This is Bishop Ed Udell, and I'm bringing you illustrated high points in Union Gospel Press. And this one is written by Ben Kendrick. He talks about fall down and worship from Matthew chapter 4, verse 9. People from several churches got together for a trip to Israel. One of the pastors, who had been to Israel numerous times before, explained the various sites they visited. Each evening, the people would get together to discuss the day's activities and adventures. One evening, they were discussing what they had seen thus far on their daily trips. One of the older men asked to make a comment. He said, "This trip has proved to me that people are the same today as they were in biblical times. Even though God revealed himself in many wonderful ways to the people, they turned from him to seek and worship other gods." Unquote. He went on to explain that even when Jesus lived before man's very eyes and performed miracles, many still hated and rejected him. The hatred and rejection continue today. Now, Ben Kendrick shares this about John being cast into prison, and that's in verse 12 of Matthew 4. A pastor was speaking on how Christians who had suffered for the Lord down to the years, he said, quote, "Walking in close fellowship with the Lord and serving him faithfully does not guarantee that you will not suffer persecution in this life," unquote. He then went on to tell of several Christians who had suffered and died for their faith. He told about how even teenage Christians were killed. He spoke of Andrew, a young African who witnessed boldly for the Lord. He did not receive his tribal scars or make blood sacrifices, which the young people were commanded to do. Andrew made it known that he was going to obey God and not man. For this disobedience to tribal practices, he was severely beaten and then buried alive. Thank you, Ben Kendrick. Illustrated high points for this week. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. However, if they are beaten, buried alive, tortured, whatever, they die, but not their spirit. And then they will live again forever. And the little hard times on this earth will seem like nothing because they're going to see things most of the inhabitants of earth will never see. And they will get to live forever. And no more beatings, no more bills, no more challenges. They'll live in sacred peace with God. If that's what you want, consider to serve him full time or as much time as you can, but full time in your heart. We'll see you again next time for another illustrated high points.